All right, 1, 2, 3. Hello, guys, and welcome to the Fountain Podcast. I am Makaya.
And I'm Mariana.
And today we have our guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Cody. That's like the basic introduction.
Okay, so basically today our topic is discussing the faith of an atheist.
Yeah.
So, do you want the audience to know more about yourself before we go on with these questions?
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess I just want to preface before starting this.
Yep.
When it comes to religion, I am like, I don't necessarily believe in God, but I'm not like one of those atheists. I can't speak for all atheists, for one, when I'm on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm also not one of those people who like have disrespect for God, or people who believe or like completely shut down the idea. I am more open to it. It's just there's that lack of belief that I have.
Okay. All right. So, Mariana, would you like to say a little bit about yourself before we get started? They already know about me.
I'm pretty sure I already introduced myself before. Like,
we are so unhinged.
I'm pretty sure we have already introduced ourselves. Yeah. What can I say? I'm a Christian.
Okay, let's get started. We'll just start by asking questions. Cody, you'll just answer the question, and then we'll kind of just like add on to it. Is that fine?
Yeah.
All right, so our first question is, could you share with us a bit about your background growing up in a religious household?
Okay. So as far as my background, I wouldn't necessarily say that my household was extremely religious. My mom and my dad, they do believe in God. But I think they took an approach where it was more of like their own personal belief. They didn't make it something where it was like shared with the family. Like going to church wasn't a thing that we did every day, every Sunday. It just, yeah. So like, it wasn't something that was like forced upon, or like, we want you to be religious. It was more so, I believe in God and I deal with things this way or my way. This is how I cope. And, you're on your own, kid. Kind of.
I mean, that was kind of the same as ours, too.
Yeah.
We didn't go to church every Sunday. We really didn't. It was like every 3 weeks.
No, sometimes it'll be years,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll just be sitting there for like 6 hours plus.
Yeah, I think that's what stopped us from going.
No, seriously.
Because why are we ending at 8 p.m.?
Oh,
So-
my goodness.
I feel like the biggest like conflict that arises like within my family when it comes to my religious belief is the fact that my family is so intertwined with scouting, and scouting is a very religious, like Christianity based organization, which they have brought in it to be like all religion, but they are a religion based organization. And so it was like a very, very much like a worry that I wouldn't get my Eagle Scout or anything because of that.
Cody, I'm
Yeah.
a little confused.
What do you
Okay.
mean by scouting?
Right, I don't even know what that
Was
is.
it like a camp thing?
The Boy Scouts.
Okay.
Oh,
The Boy Scouts of America, like the organization of that.
I was like, they got you out there scouting? I'm sorry. Okay.
sorry, continue.
No, you're all good. I think that was it. It's just like,
You said something about an eagle.
oh yeah, so like get your Eagle Scout, you have to do like this whole like review process. And one thing that they probably do ask you is, have like you done your duty to God? Because that's something you need to do as a scout. Do your duty to God or your religion. So like serving him in some sort of way through scouting. I don't know. I didn't reach my Eagle, so I was never interviewed.
I don't know. It sounded kind of like a cult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've
A
never
little
heard of
bit.
anything
Yeah.
like that.
That's a little strict. And,
That would have traumatized me for real.
Traumatized.
Yes,
It's a
like,
little strong.
you want me to go here and scout for my life, literally.
for me to be saved. You know, like,
To be safe? No. No.
I'm confused.
It's okay.
Okay, let's go ahead with the next question. Okay, how did your realization of your sexuality impact your faith and relationship with Christianity?
So I would say like around the same time that I figured out like I don't really believe in God is when I kind of realized that I was gay and I was attracted to guys, and like there's conflict in those areas when it comes to Christianity. But for me, since I wasn't like a devoted Christian and then realized I was gay, there wasn't as much conflict. It's just more so like an internal thing of like, how am I able to like coincide with being gay and even trying to find that religion, even if it is like seen as a sin? Well, God will forgive you of your sins, but you know, that's something where you have to like, I feel, which I could be wrong, but come to, not like an apology, but come to a realization that what you're doing is wrong. And it's very hard for me to do with my sexuality because that's just how I feel I am, and who I love is who I love. So I would say that's like where they draw conflict with each other.
Yeah. Because like I definitely agree with what you say, because like in the church, okay, so when you go there, you're gay, but you know they'll be like, this is a sin, and that's a sin that you have to get rid of when you get into Christianity and like go into church. So I definitely feel you on that, especially like because sometimes it's like hard to actually let go. I mean, you like who you like, so it's like you're going in there and you're like, it's really hard to give up, you know, my sexuality and stuff, just, you know, to become a Christian. And I feel like they should like kind of ease up a bit. Like people are going to go through, like, sins are so hard to get rid of. Like, I have this sin, I'm not going to say what it is. But let's just say it's hard to get rid of. And as a Christian, if I was in church right now, they'll be so hardcore on me.
I mean, you could be open about it.
Nah, I'm good.
This is your
sins.
Christian podcast.
Exactly,
How are you not going to be open
You
about
gotta
your
know.
own sin?
I'm good. This will be in a...
This is your life as an influencer now. You gotta influence the people. I'm gonna be open so you can be open.
Nah.
Like you just don't want to say it, or
Nah, I have a topic for this on our next episode that we're going to do. You can hear the gulp.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Mary, do you have anything to add on to this?
anything to add on to this? Well, I know some churches, they be like, you know, come as you are. But then I know some of the Christian people that go there, they'll be like, oh, look, there's a homeless person in here, or there's a crack addict in here. And it's like, have you seen like those Instagram reels where it'd be like, I can't even say it. I think I might just pull it up on a little screen like when I upload this.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but it's just like one of those things where like the church like doesn't judge you, but maybe the people within the community will.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You send somebody assigned or unassigned seat. They'll be like, oh, someone's going to sit here. They're not here. They're not here. And that's just the pettiness of the church. Literally, they'd be like, well, me and my family sit here every Sunday. Anyone can come, right? Like, I can sit right here. But hold on, let's just talk about something, because I was talking about this yesterday, of like getting pointed out at church by the pastor.
Oh yeah, because we got invited to go to the church.
Yeah. And I just don't want to be that one time. I come for the first time and they, like, the pastor point me out and be like, and just say something. Like, I don't want to be out there like that.
Like you get called up for something.
Yes. It's just so embarrassing. Let's go to the next question. Okay. What were challenges you faced regarding your sexuality within your religious community?
Well, I guess I kind of answered that question already with the previous one. It's more so a struggle with how am I able to like coincide with being gay, as well as trying to find religion, like, and that belief in God.
Oh, my bad. There's like a broken screen right here. And I've just been messing with it. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, but like, how does your family feel, if you don't mind me asking?
About my sexuality or my religion?
Yeah, your sexuality.
I'll answer both. As far as my sexuality, they are open to, like, they're open to the idea, like, they're fine with it. It's not something that like creates conflict. My mother's sister, so my aunt,
Mm-hmm.
she's actually a lesbian. And so, like, we've had, like, gay people around the family. So it's not like oh my goodness, it's something so new. Like, we're not used to this. What the heck's going on? It's just like normal in our family. I'm not saying everyone's gay in our family, but we're so it's not that normalized. But there isn't like a stigma around it. I think the person who's like was most scared to tell was my father, because he was definitely raised in a way where like can't be gay, not a good thing. You lose your masculinity, like you're just no. You are the F slur, you know. He used to say that back, you know, when he was like homophobic or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I would say there's really no more conflict anymore. I still like haven't told like my dad's side of the family. I'm not open with it. I think people are more accepting of me because I don't like make it a base of my personality.
Yes.
And I'm not really trying to say this to like shade other people, but more so like you are more approachable if you are just seen as like a regular person. Oh, and then by the way, you're gay. You're not like, I'm gay, let me wave my pride flag, go to the parades. Like, that's just not me. No hate to anybody who does that, but that's just not me. And I feel like that's why people have a better time accepting me or being open to it. You know?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you were saying, because like I was definitely like fine with you. I would say in general. The other ones that be like, you know, they like make it their entire person.
Slay queen.
Right.
No.
I'd be like, yeah, no. He said no.
Which, I mean, obviously I gained some of those mannerisms, but I feel like I'm like more gaining like the mannerisms of the people I'm around, not necessarily like the gay culture, because that is a thing, but more so like I'm friends with a lot of girls, so I pick up more like feminine mannerisms than necessarily like masculine mannerisms. Yeah, and then as far as religion go, like how they deal with my religion, as I said, religion isn't like a big thing in my household. Everyone just kind of has their relationship with God and they keep to themselves about it. It wasn't like something promoted or whatever. And so while they do have a belief that, you know, you have to believe in God in order to go to heaven or hell, so they have like a little bit of like a worry about me for that. They're not like, well, you're an atheist, you need to believe in God or else you are not a part of like our family or whatever. Like they're not hostile or judgmental towards that.
Oh yeah, I definitely like understand what you're saying, cause many like Mariana, like the whole side of our dad family is literally like they were all coming out gay. What was this, like last year or so?
Yeah,
it's
but it was kind of different for us because it was kind of weird. Even though they were gay, they didn't want their children to be gay.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time you had gotten into an argument with our cousin, and you was basically, like, kind of calling him out on his sexuality.
Yeah.
And then his mom was like, my son isn't gay, but she was gay. So she was judging him for being gay, but she was gay.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I think there's, like, more of a stigma of, like, men liking other men versus women liking other women. Like being a lesbian is like more like that's okay versus a man, because then
let's not get into that argument I had.
It's an icky thing.
Okay, before I ask this question, were you a Christian?
So like I didn't have like a strong religious background whatsoever, but I would say like the closest of like kind of believing in God a little bit as a kid would be closest to like Christianity.
Okay.
Like the religious that I used to follow.
Okay. So can you describe the process of transitioning from being a Christian to identifying as an atheist?
I would say the biggest thing for me, which I've seen like great arguments on social media against this like mindset, it's just hard to get out of it, but the biggest thing for me was like, yes, I had the Bible, I had the book, but I'm still not seeing the proof, or there's still like a lack of belief that I hold. And I would say that was my biggest problem to why like I wasn't a strong Christian. I just like didn't feel it, and like something in my gut was like, this isn't real. And yeah, because for not being like a very strong Christian, you know, there wasn't like a big transition, more to say. It's just like maybe I just don't believe at all, and I'm not going to hold on to something or kind of promote myself as a Christian when I literally like hold almost none of the same values, have a relationship with God like that. Like, I'm not going to pose as another religion. And I feel like that's just disrespectful.
Yeah. Let me just say this. That's literally how I felt for my first year reading the Bible. I'm like, man, what is this? Like, I was reading Genesis. Now that I realized as a beginner, don't start off with Genesis. Because I was just so confused on what was actually happening. I'm like, and I was texting Mariana, and I was like, hold on, because I'm confused about this. What exactly is happening here? So I do remember, like, taking a year off from reading the Bible because I was just like, I don't even understand. Or maybe I, like, misunderstood something, and it just didn't make any sense to me. So I definitely understand that. What about you, Mary?
And for me, like, I would say the same thing with Genesis. I reread it like 5 times for me to understand it. And now I actually see why people actually study the Bible for years. Because I cannot understand. I kept rereading like, wait, who is this? And, you know, they got the family tree and they got all these names. And I was like, okay, well, who are Lot's daughters? You know, stuff like that. Who are the descendants from Abraham? Like, I just could not understand the whole family tree. But now I do. So I feel like I just had to study, like, maybe do more Bible study, more look at other people's perspectives, because that actually helped mine.
Yeah, once they got to saying the names, I start a new chapter.
Not you skip the family tree. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I figured it out sooner or later. I just couldn't. But let's go ahead with the next question. Mm-hmm. In what ways has your journey shaped your personal beliefs and perspectives on life and spirituality?
So, like, what are you saying by, like, journey? Like, just life in general?
Yeah, life in general.
Has it been better for you, or?
It's been about the same. It has been.
So you let go of your beliefs for them to be like the same?
Well, not necessarily, because once again, I didn't, like, have strong beliefs before, or really any at all. I just kind of took it as like, people are telling me God is real, so God is real, without that like aspect of it's a personal relationship. But I would say like the biggest thing that I've learned is like with having like a bunch of Christian friends and Christian family members, that you can like not believe in God without being disrespectful about it, or like telling you, no, you're wrong for believing in the Bible and all this. That's so unnecessary. And I think that's a good thing that I've learned. It's just the way I look at religion, people definitely use it to cope, get through the day. If something goes wrong or they're not feeling it, they look towards the Bible, or, you know, they look towards those, God, what are they called? Scriptures?
Yeah.
Okay. But they look towards that for guidance. And who am I to take that away from you guys or anybody else for whatever religion you believe in? So I think it's more of like, y'all do you, y'all have fun. It's just I'm not a part of that group. And so that's definitely like a big perspective on life that I have. It's just we're not all going to believe in the same thing. And so there's no point in trying to enforce your beliefs on other people. Obviously, it's great if people, you know, want to go to Christianity. I feel like a little bit like a hypocrite saying this, but I feel like more people should look into religion if like they're really feeling lost. Personally, I don't feel lost. No shade, guys. Like I don't feel lost, but I feel like for many people it's like something you have to at least try out. It may not be the perfect fit, but there are other options out there than just staying in your bubble.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely don't like when people like try to enforce Christianity on other people, because that just makes you not want to look into it. Like, it's just too much.
Like, I remember growing up, our cousin used to tell us that there was a certain amount of people that could make it into heaven.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, all these people in the world, why would I even try?
No, seriously. And I think
the odds of that are not in my favor.
No, man. And I think the number he said was 2,000. And I'm just like, you know how long we've been here? Yeah. But I don't know where that number came from. I guess that was a church they were going
I remember
to.
it was like 120,000, something like that.
Maybe there's just like a really long wait list.
Well, he lied to us.
Because I was like, dang, that long? And I just stopped going to church and stopped reading my Bible.
For years. Because I was like, that all these people, look what they doing, look what I'm doing. I'm not going to make it.
So you just stopped.
Yeah. And I definitely wasn't going to make it.
Let's go to the next question. Have you encountered prejudice or stigma as a result of both being your sexuality and being an atheist?
As far as like prejudice around my sexuality, so I'll stop messing with that. I know I can like hear it. As far as stigma or prejudice around my sexuality, we have 6 minutes left. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm breaking the fourth wall here, but that's crazy. Anyway.
Oh, wait. I said 6. I meant 9.
Well, you know how her math is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cody.
You're okay. Oh my God, where was I going with that? I'm so sorry.
Do you want me to reread it?
No, I literally have the questions in front of me, but I forgot like where my train of thought went.
Okay.
Oh, as I said before, like I'm not big, loud, and proud about my sexuality, and I feel like the louder you are, the more people are going to try and distance themselves from you. That's definitely a lesson that I have learned. Like, for instance, I don't feel like you guys have your Christian podcast, but you guys are not like very enforceful. Like, you have to be Christian.
Oh yeah, nah.
And this is why like I'm more able to like talk with you guys, kick it, whatever, because it's not like an enforced thing. Now, if you guys were real loud, you guys were like the people that you've been describing already today. That's more of like, no! Yeah, you're a little bit much with this. I'm gonna distance myself from you, and that's the same with sexuality. I feel, which is sad because I do believe at the end of the day, everyone just wants acceptance, but read the room. You gotta. It's hard because socially you have to be a little bit more strategic with it. You got to keep in mind, like, I am the kind of different one here. And so I can't, like, be too loud or obnoxious or, forceful with my views. I feel like if anybody's listening to this and is struggling with kind of your sexuality, I know that there's nothing wrong with it, but don't try to enforce it on other people. Don't start claiming everything is homophobic. Definitely don't play the victim card. Do not do that. Do not do that unless, you're actually being victimized. Other than that, just like, I don't know, live your life. Don't make it your personality. You are so much more than your sexuality. At the start, of course, it'd be liberating, but don't, like, make a big deal out of it. I think it's great that you're able to love who you want to love, whatever, but, like, at a certain point, it gets too much, and other people are going to see that it's too much and try and, like, stray away from that, and that means straying away from you.
Yeah. So I also got another question besides this.
Yeah.
How do you like feel safer at school with the posters they have, and like have you seen the lunch line where they have the LGBTQ? How do you feel about that?
It does not make me feel safer. Because my thing is, like, in every aspect of our lives, I feel like whatever is like the progressive thing going on, it's like it's right there. It's like we know gay people exist and LGBTQ plus exists and all this. I don't want to say like it's being forced down our throats, but to a certain extent, it does feel that way. I feel like, as I said, the louder you are, the more people are going to hate. If we just keep it chill or quiet about it, let the gay kids do the gay kid things, let the straight kids do the straight kid things, and we're not like, as I said, like kind of shoving it in people's faces a little bit, Like, the quieter you are, the better off you're going to get, the better you're going to be able to get by. And so with all those posters, it's just like, do we really have to continue bringing attention to it?
Have you seen the library books?
Oh my goodness.
I did not go in that library. The only library that I have, like, only library book that I've checked out was about this girl escaping North Korea, which was actually a very interesting read. Other than that, I don't go to the library.
The books.
Y'all are always in there, though.
Yeah, the books they have now are crazy. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but, like, they have LGBTQ. Like, they have a whole section of those books.
What was one of them?
Oh, like the children's library. Like, the main library, yeah. But it's just like, and I don't understand, like, the wanting to, like, educate children about it. I do not understand that. Because I feel like if a child is going to end up being gay or transgender or identifying with LGBTQ+, let that happen more naturally. Like, obviously, I think it's fine if you want to tell your kids, like, these people exist. And, you know, we love people for who they are. They are as much of a human being as we are. So, like, we're not going to judge them. We're not going to do whatever. They're just a little bit different. I think that's fine to, like, talk to your kid about. But as far as, like, the books in the library, that's just too much.
Yeah, but in that section is actually inappropriate. I think in, like, one of the books, it was teaching you how to do something as a teen if you're LGBTQ.
Yeah, like the whole kissing, like your kissing experience. Yeah, I was like, should this be allowed?
It's another problem. I feel like for one, I do not like to identify with LGBTQ+. I don't, because I feel like it is such a like, political stance. And I'm not going to, like, put myself into this, like, political acronym. And I had this conversation with Makaya before, where she asked me, well, how can you be gay but not LGBTQ+? The G is right there.
Yeah.
You are in the acronym. And I think the best way that I described it to her, for people who, like, don't understand my thinking, to me it feels like if they put Black people, Latino people, Asian people, Hispanic people, made a whole acronym, which that happens to spell blah for some reason. Put all acronyms, like, all those different races together. If you are not white, put those races together and say, hey, go out there, fight for your rights. You got this, guys. Way to go. Like, would y'all really identify with that?
Nah.
'Cause I am me. And so I don't want to identify with that either. And I can be appreciative of, like, you know, it was because of these movements that, you know, the right to, like, same-sex marriage was legalized. I can, like, sit there and appreciate that that's where it has, like, gotten us. But at this point, we're backtracking. Like, you got the rights, but it is a profitable organization. And so you keep going, I feel, to make money or whatnot, but you're also kind of backtracking and causing more issues. So that's why I don't identify with it, with, like, LGBTQ+.
And yeah, that was definitely an eye opener, because I'm like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that community? You know, because some of them are supportive, some of them aren't. Like, you got to strictly be in that community to, like, like, especially with the parades, you have to like identify in that community just to, like, get free items, like when they have free cups.
What?
Or yes,
I've never been to any, like, the pride
they had
parade.
one here.
I know they have one every year. They actually usually end up happening on my birthday. But I'd rather stay home, take a nap, eat some brownies on my birthday. It's always that summer.
Okay, and I'm going to make this the last question.
Make it a good one.
So what advice would you offer to others who may be struggling with their faith, sexuality, or identity?
Okay, so I'll start with sexuality, because we were just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of sum up what I was saying, don't make yourself unapproachable, because the more that you just don't shove anything down people's throats. And this can go for all three: identity, sexuality, and religion. Don't shove it down people's throats, because as soon as you start doing that, the more unapproachable you're going to be, and people are not going to want to, like, associate themselves with you, because you look crazy. You look crazy.
So true.
Very true. Thank you. I appreciate that. So if you're gay, if you're lesbian, bisexual, or you're just trying to figure that stuff out, like who you want to like and leave it at that. At the end of the day, it should not concern anybody other than you and then maybe your romantic partner. It is nobody else's business. It really is not.
Right.
To just go out telling people your business.
Right.
Why do I need to put a pride button on my shirt so the lady who is checking me out at Save-A-Lot knows that I'm gay?
That is so true. Like, they usually have, like, buttons with their pronouns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's like, oh, I am proud of it. Is it really something to be proud about, though? And I'm not saying it's like, oh, you need to, like, I'm not saying, like, you can't be proud about it, but it's just, like, why not be neutral about it? Like, this is just who I am, and it is what it is. Kind of that mindset. I think that's what I have. I feel like if more people had that mindset of it is what it is, it's not anybody else's business, I'm going to just live my life, and then you live yours. At the end of the day, we're not going to the same house. We're not laying in the same bed. It doesn't matter to me. I feel like if more people thought that way, there'd be more peace in the world. And this, as I said, goes with both sexuality and faith, because obviously I'm not going to talk from like a religious standpoint, but from what you guys have been saying yourselves, people like shove it down other people's throats, or it's like, well, it's actually this way, and if you don't believe this way, then you're wrong, or only 200 people are getting into heaven. Whoa, that's crazy. They really have a capacity up there. But just let people believe what they want to believe. And as far as like being an atheist and feeling and like having that belief, don't shove it down people's throats. If you see somebody like my bus driver every morning listens to her Christian music on the bus, good for her. She's having a jolly good old time. Now, who am I to go up there and be like, excuse me, Miss Sherry, God is not real. How dare you play that music in front of me? I am personally offended. Why would I do that? Just keep to yourself. And identity. This is one that I have a big problem with. I don't like labels. The more you label, the more we all like are literally separated. You know, people want diversity, but as soon as we establish that I am white and you are black, we are establishing a difference. Why do we need to do that? Like, can we not coexist? Obviously, there are going to be some different experiences, and we should talk about them. But that immediate of like, oh, I hate white, heterosexual men, all these labels, sexuality goes with it too. Am I gay? By definition, yes. I am a guy who likes guys. But I leave it at that. I don't label myself as gay necessarily because I just don't like to label, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's like me labeling I'm black. Of course I'm black. I ain't got to say it.
No, for real. Something you can clearly tell.
Right. You can clearly tell.
With gay people, yeah. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm fortunate enough which these could just be like people who like aren't reading the room properly. I've been fortunate enough to like people are like, wait, you're gay? Like they don't realize that at first. Like they might be a little assuming, which I understand why. But like it's not like automatic. Girls, they clock it. They know. They're like, I see you. You're a homosexual. I found one.
Not I found one.
That's so true.
That's a real thing too, because girls like want a gay best friend so bad. I've had somebody approach me once before, like, oh wait, you're gay? So you can be like my gay best friend. No, honey,
That's
I don't
so
know
weird.
you.
That is weird.
I don't like you like that.
No,
Like if
for
we're gonna be
real.
friends, we're gonna be friends, not I'm your little gay bestie. Girl, get a purse dog or something. I'm not the
Get
one.
a purse dog.
But as far as identity, don't put labels on yourself, because as soon as you put labels on it, if your label is different than somebody else's label, you are automatically saying, this is the difference that we have. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't we be sharing the, like, what we have in common? which people can, have a counter argument that, but how are we going to know what we have in common if, we don't label ourselves? Talk to people. It is that simple. Talk to people, get to know somebody, but don't create this image of what you have in your head of other people before you get to know them. That's what stereotypes are, pretty much. Don't do that. Because when you start labeling yourself, you create a stereotype of yourself. And that's just not productive in any way.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Damn, it is. Oh. That word.
Well, bloop it.
Y'all gonna have to pull out the bleeps on me. I'm sorry. It was one.
It's raining.
I had a good time controlling myself, though. But it is raining. Hard.
I was like, turn off the sound effects.
No. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys.
Yeah.
So this was our first ever episode discussing the faith of an atheist. Cody, it was nice to have you on.
Mm-hmm. It was nice being on. Y'all should totally have me again. This is fun.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to start a podcast. I've always joked about it. This is so cool.
Yeah, it
I
is.
am so mad I was robbed of my lab. What was that about? It's like a personal attack on me, I guess. Oh, there goes my victimization. Sorry. Oh, my bad. Where was I going with this? I'm so sorry.
No, it's so funny because
the experience was fun.
Yeah. Mariana, do you got anything to add before we end this episode?
Yeah, you've been quiet.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Cody, what if somebody wants to reach out to you? Because
okay, if somebody wants to reach out to me, you can reach out to my Instagram. I'm gonna spell it for you, and then you guys can figure out what it says yourselves. THAT_TRASHHOLE. Now you're trying to spell it in your head.
Yeah, I am.
Why can't I just say it?
you can't just say it.
Okay. I'll tell the backstory of why it came about too real quick. So my Instagram name is called that_trashhole if you want to follow me. The reason it came about, so in 7th grade, people gave me this nickname, Kahootis, for whatever reason. It's just a little nickname thing. And then people were trying to find a last name for it. And this one girl said Trashhole because it sounds like Troxel, which is my actual last name. So I got Kahootis Trashhole a lot. And definitely in middle school, you kind of get more butthurt about things like that. Don't pick on me. I don't like that name. I feel that's when I learned that, if you have a more chill outlook on things, you just kind of go with the flow, then people, for one, cannot bother you with that kind of stuff. And yeah. And so I just kind of played into the joke. And so that's why it's that Trashhole. Because I guess that was my nickname. And, I don't know why you're laughing, little Miss Dark Chocolate.
Stop. That was me. That wasn't Kaya. He just tried to insult me and he insulted her.
I'm sorry. My apologies, Michaela.
That's Mariana. I'm Michaela.
No, I was apologizing to you, Michaela, because that's who I started talking to.
But you talked about me. It's okay, Cody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry all around. But yeah, follow me on my Instagram, I guess. If you ever have questions about sexuality or religion, being an atheist, which, as I said, I am more I'm open to the idea of being religious. It's just I'm not. And I'm comfortable with that as of now. But if something comes up or, I just have I'm going to show you guys right now. I have such a massive respect for religion, and I want to, oh my God, my pocket is so tight. I can't pull out my wallet.
I see him struggling.
This guy came up to our house and was like, you should come to our church. And he handed us this card. I just have a little picture of Jesus in my wallet. Which I know is weird for an atheist, but I want that more so if there's a chance that I'm able to have a relationship with him and it just comes naturally, I am open to doing it.
Kind of like a reminder.
Because I feel you definitely need to have a relationship with, that's at least what I've been told, have a relationship with God, for it to happen. But yeah, so this was fun, guys. Can I do the outro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want sound
Oh my
effects?
God, what is your podcast called?
The fountain.
The Fountain? I am so sorry. Okay. Okay, guys. So this has been
Micaiah. I'm Micaiah.
and
Mariana.
and myself, Cody. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, @trashful. Thank you for listening to the Fountain Podcast. And
Oh wait, follow us too. Follow us too on Instagram.
follow us too. Follow Mary's Godchild on Instagram.
That's my personal one. But you guys can follow our business account called the Fountain_podcast on Instagram.
Okay, and then these two will see you guys next time. Hopefully I will see you again too. Bye.
Bye.